Okay, on to the next track in Sonya's Rebel Rhythm series, man. It's been a great series so far. I'm saying this on all the reactions because they've all been great, actually. It's really, really been good music. I haven't heard a single piece of music that I was like, nah, not so sure of, and whatever else. All been great. Either great vocalists or great storytelling, whatever it is. The variety has also been absolutely fantastic. This one over here, though, is Park Hyo Shin, Breathe. I think we have reacted to him before, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in your last series as well. But anyway, let's see what the message is over here. The message is, the theme is one of finding solace and rejuvenation in the midst of weary and challenging life. The lyrics depict a sense of exhaustion, both physical and emotional, and the need for momentary respite. Who doesn't need that? To catch one's breath. English subtitles are provided. Okay, fantastic, man. Let's rock and roll. Let's see what we've got. For those of you who are interested in the custom series product, you know where to find those details. It's down in the pinned comment. Let's rock and roll. Okay, I'm assuming it's just bottom.
오늘 하루 쉴수니 오늘 하루 쉴 곳이 오늘만큼 이렇게 또 한 번 살아가
His voice.
침대 밑에 놓아둔 지난 밤의 꿈이 지친 마음을 덮으며 눈을 감는다. 괜찮아, 남들과는 조금은 모양 속에 나 홀로 잠들어.
Wow, I actually like that line over there that he said. You know, he's going through difficulty and he's got his exhausted heart, but then he's like, but all of this is in the shape that's a bit different from others. So he's acknowledging the fact that, yes, I mean, I have problems and there might be other people that have worse problems than I do, right? But this weighs heavy on my soul. These issues weigh heavy on my soul. Today, this is how I feel. This is the thing. And he's just getting that out over there, all right? It's not about a comparison. Well, my problems are worse than yours. And it's like everyone's problems are different to each other and they affect them different, and it affects each individual differently. It could be the very same problem, but they'll have different experiences. Some person can brush it off, some person can't brush it off, right? But sometimes it'll weigh heavier. So he's just basically saying that, yeah, sure, my problems might seem somewhat insignificant to you, but it has all these differences in terms of like, it also comes down to the culmination of things, like literally everything that you've gone through that's gotten you up to this point, right? Someone could be having the same problem right now, but they haven't been dealing with something for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or their entire life. They haven't been dealing with a whole culmination of issues that it gets to a point where you can't handle a simple problem, because that becomes the straw that broke the camel's back, essentially, right? So this might be insignificant to you, but it's significant to me because it is part and parcel of a much broader situation in my life that is filled with demons. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of little complexities to everybody's problems that people don't really see.
남들과는 조금은 다른 모양 속에 나 홀로 잠들어 다시 오는 아침에 눈을 뜨면 웃고프다.
I like that.
오늘 같은 밤 이대로 머물러도 될 꿈이라면 바랄 수 없는 걸 바라도 된다면
If if I can stay in this dream and if I can hope for things that I can't, because obviously reality is reality. But he's basically saying that he'd rather prefer to stay in his dreams, right? Because the reality of his existence is far more painful at this point, right? And a lot of people feel that way. That's why when people are depressed, a lot of the people just prefer to just lie in bed and just sleep because they can't handle the issues that they're going through. I implore people to just do it anyway, right? You should be doing things in your life because you have to do things in your life, because it is your obligation to do things in your life, not only to yourself, but to your family, to the community around you. It is your obligation outside of your feelings, right? Your feelings should not matter to you when you know that you have got a responsibility to yourself and to people around you, right? So for me, it's like, yes, everyone gets depressed, everyone gets sad, right? But you do the things you have to do anyway, because that almost irrefutably will lift a portion of that depression. If you decide to stay under that dark tree and be like, well, I can't deal with my life, so I'm just going to lie in bed and be miserable and that kind of thing, it's literally just going to make it worse, right? It's going to make it far, far worse for you, right? And as hard as it may seem or whatever else, but if you adopt a mentality of, yes, regardless of my sadness, regardless of my depression, I'm getting up, I'm doing my bed anyway, and I'm doing the things I have to do today because I am a disciplined human being, right? And my emotions don't drive me. It's my discipline and my responsibility and my accountability to myself. That is what drives me, right? That more often than not leads to lifting that depression. Or you don't have to take any of that advice and just stay depressed and stay in bed and what's the alternative? Just stay in bed and be miserable and do nothing, right? So yeah, so a lot of the times it's, yes, people get sad, life gets depressing, but the only way to fight out of that is through a very disciplined, regimented life where feelings are not the things that drive your everyday objectives. It's actually your ability to stay disciplined that drives it. But anyway, I say that all the time, and that's why, you hear people, it's like, no, well, I lack the motivation. If you lack motivation, it's because you lack self-respect. That's it. If you don't respect yourself enough to be motivated, because anybody who knows that they're worth more will be motivated. Do you know what I mean? But motivation aside, discipline is far more important than motivation as well. Let's rock and roll.
널 바라도 된다면 두렵지 않다면 너처럼 너 오늘 같은 날 마른 줄 알았던 오래된 눈물이 흐르면 잠들지 않는 내 작은 가슴이 숨을 쉰다.
Beautiful piano as well.
끝도 없이 먼 하늘 날아가는 새처럼 뒤돌아보지 않을래 이 길 넘어.
Why though? Why wouldn't you want to look back? I think looking back is actually quite important. You know what I mean? I think everybody that is so fearful of their past is somewhat doing a disservice to them. It's like, yeah, sure. I don't think anybody should forget their past. And you'll hear people that will say, no, I wish I could just forget my past. Why? I mean, if you forget your past, well, you're bound to make the same mistakes. You need to remember your past. The sole purpose of you having a memory is so that you can learn from your past, so that you can, tread forward better than you did yesterday, right? That's why you need to know, I don't want to go back there again. You know what I mean? So I need to remember the pain. I need to remember the agony that I put myself through, right? So that I can forge my future better. You know what I mean? your past is unbelievably important for you. You know, it's not just you don't have a memory just to, you know, reminisce on things. You've got a memory because it's for learning. It's like, okay, that's the mistakes I made. This is how I'm going to fix that. This is how I'm going to fail better. So your past road is unbelievably important. As long as you don't hitch there, I've said this on every single time. As long as you don't hitch there, and you use it as a guiding post, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your past. You know what I mean? I hate many elements of my past, right? But I'm very thankful that I'm able to reflect on that and correct course.
힘없이 멈춰있던 세상에 비가 내리고 다시 자라난 오늘 그 하루를 살아
I like that.
오늘 같은 날 이대로 머물러도 될 꿈이라면 바랄 수 없는 걸 바라도 된다면 두렵지 않다면 오늘 같은 날 마른 줄 알았던 오래된 눈물이 흐르면 잠들지 않는 이 어린 가슴이 숨을 쉰다 고단했던
Beautiful. I like that because that actually shows an element of hope. You know what I mean? My lonely day breathes. So it's almost like, okay, it's not all despair. It's not like everything's just collapsed for me, right? It's just how I'm feeling today. Just because I need a break. It's just because I need a respite. And everyone gets like that. Absolutely. We are all human. Everybody just needs a break from the world. Essentially, as long as that is not an everyday occurrence, because then you're making a habit out of something that can be potentially very, 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 very detrimental to you. Do you know what I mean? It's just try and fight out of that all the time. So yes, you'll have those days, but the next day, look up. And anybody that tells you look down, oh, it's okay to be okay, it's okay to not be okay, I don't play those games at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not okay to not be okay. That's why it's called not being okay. Right? And people should try and help you to get out of that. It is not okay to not be okay. Therefore, you need to try and be okay. You need to try and fight your way out of that. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people are going to talk about like, oh no, but you don't understand what that means. And what we're saying is that some people find like if I'm not okay, what we're trying to say is that a lot of people find that it's like weak to not be okay. And that, no. The thing is, it's not okay to not be okay. Right? And you need to fight out of that at all costs, all of the time. You need to fight out of that. You can, specifically in a world like today, where they want you to turn to your feelings, they want you to be driven by your emotions, right? And that's what's putting in everybody in a level of anxiety, everybody in a level of just this depression, because they're always in this echo chamber of me, right? It's all me. This is how I feel. The vast majority of your feelings are throwaway feelings. You feel them, cool, throw them away, right? There's more important things that have to come into play. Like I say, discipline, accountability, and whatever else. And all of a sudden you tend to see that once you actually engage in and you take on the rituals of discipline and accountability, all of a sudden you start feeling like there's a weight lifted from you at the end of the day. Because feelings are terrible things, man. And the thing is that, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to consistently focus on your feelings and then expect other people to focus on your feelings, at the end of the day, I mean, other people have got their own things. Other people, if they are sitting there telling you, no, yeah, no, you know, I know how you feel, blah, 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 they don't care. It's all bullshit. It's not authentic at the end of the day. People have their own shit to deal with. They don't have time to sit there and just think about, oh, well, geez, I'm feeling so terrible because he's feeling so terrible and because she's feeling so terrible and that kind of thing. You got to put yourself in a position where it's like, you shouldn't care about your feelings. And if you don't care about your feelings, therefore, why care about anybody else's feelings? And the thing is that not care about how somebody else is feeling. Obviously, you don't want to be cold at the end of the day, right? But if someone's just going to be perpetually miserable and that kind of thing, those kind of people, do you want those people in your circle? Right? You can try and get them out of it. You can try and pick them up and whatever else. But if they don't want to change their ways, if they want to sit there and be stuck like mushrooms under a dark tree, right? Why play into that? It's not helping them. It's not helping you. It doesn't help anybody, right? So provide the support that you're supposed to support, but don't play into it. Don't play into it, right? Try and lift people up. Don't compassionately keep people down. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's rock and roll. Let's see what we've got.
내 하루가 숨을 쉰다.
Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Absolutely love that song. And yes, like I said, yeah, listen, we're human. Everyone eventually gets those days, right? Let those days come. Do what you gotta do, go through the motions, and then when the sun rises, throw out the fucking window and get back to discipline. I love you all. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!